Alright, so the cup race was not enough to push me over 25%, so we'll have to do one more race for 25% completion. But as I was explaining earlier in the other video, here's what the completion reward structure looks like. And if any of you guys have been following me from the beginning of the series, the 100% completion reward was not 100 gold. It was 40 gold, I think, plus the car. But somewhere along the line of just, running through the series, the car ended up in my garage. So obviously the reward has changed from the car to just gold. And that also changes the strategy, if you will, for completing how far we should go, or we would like to go, or I would like to go in this particular series. Because usually these series are kind of a slugfest, at least I feel like, because you have a certain amount of time that you gotta complete it by, and you have to keep investing more resources into the car in order to meet all the PR. So if you're winning the car, that makes sense. But in this case, since the car is already in my garage, it's less compelling case, considering that in my main career series, this car is featured in. I have another car or other cars that have significantly higher PR that can complete the series. So this car upgrading past a certain point does not make a whole lot of sense, at least in my case. Obviously, if you don't have any other cars, then this car is as good of a car as any other car in the series this car is featured in your career to upgrade, but it is expensive. So let's say for 100% completion, I know it requires 84 PR. Right now, I am down in 74.7, so we're good, 10 point away. Okay, I have a cash upgrade coming in that pushes my PR up to 75.3. That is still good, 9 points away from what I would need to get that 160 gold, or 12 gold of that I'm gonna get from just cash upgrade. So subtract 12 from there. So let's say 148 gold is what I'm gonna get out of if I decide to go all the way. Drivetrain, as you guys know, second tier upgrade for all these, or I shouldn't say all, many of these categories are gonna be adding up pretty quick, because just the body was 45, drivetrain was 55, so that's already 100. Suspension is gonna be under 50 gold, so there, just 3 of them already 150 gold, and sadly that's not gonna be pushing my PR far enough, not even close. Even with the next tier upgrade, let's say is cash upgrade, it's still not gonna push me past that point. Past 84, right? Because as I said, I'm gonna need like whole 9 point increase in this in my PR, and they go up by less than 1 point generally. And if I remember, there might be some exceptions, but many of these, as higher tier upgrades go, more expensive ones come, the PR boost actually, I want to say they kind of decrease. So earlier upgrades kick your PR higher than the higher upgrades. They just kind of turn into this premium upgrades that you put on that gives you, I don't know, I don't want to call them marginal advantage, but that's how it sometimes feels. So anyway, economically speaking, it does not really make a whole lot of sense to complete the series if you already have the car in your garage. Unless you already have the PR past 84, then by all means go for it. You get gold, so recoup some of the cost, right? But in my case, that's not the case. So let's do this elimination first. Collect my 12 gold, and then we'll discuss, I guess, the next course of action, since I am actually still recovering from a cold that I've had. So priorities, right? So I have to kind of manage how much time I should put into Real Racing 3 these days. Outside pass. Then we'll go inside for the next curve. Now, I'm not saying LaFerrari is a bad car. It's an awesome car. It's probably one of the best Ferraris in the game. I mean, if you enjoy, obviously, F1 style cars, then really, I mean, F14T and 412T2, those are really the only real F1 cars that's available in the game. So, you know, you only have so many options when it comes down to that, but those drive very differently. So when we're talking about like normal, let's say, cars, maybe FXXK is kind of comparable to this, possibly a little superior compared to this car, but you know, this is a good car. You know, got decent grip, decent acceleration, you know, the whole package. But you always do have to keep your budget in place too. You cannot just spend, you know, everything that you earn right away, because then when something that you really want comes along the way, or some good deal comes along the way, you end up missing out on that. And to me, that's not acceptable. Anyway, we'll finish this event, this race, by being a roadblock up here. And collect our 25% completion rewards. It's like 12 gold plus 12,000 racing dollars, right? Yes, I can use some racing dollars these days. Running in red, of course. There it is, 25% completion. So collect the reward. That lands me exactly at 25%. So as I said, yes, in order to hit 50% completion, I do think I need to spend a little bit more. I need one more upgrade or something like that, but you guys saw it earlier. None of the upgrades are, I mean, all of them are way over 20 gold. It will cost me more than what it's worth for me to put in. So as an investment, this particular series is not a very good one. So there's my 2 cents. So we'll see. I'll probably try to go through maybe as far as I can with the cash upgrade and see how far that takes me. I think it brings me almost up to 50%, but not quite enough. So, all right.